Hey, good evening, everyone.
Hey, hi, good evening, Jijo. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, everyone.
All right, we'll wait for one more minute and we'll get started with today's event.
Sure.
Hello and welcome, everyone, and dear jury members. Thank you for joining us on a Saturday evening. My name is Joji, and it's a pleasure to be your host for the next couple of hours. The Institute of Product Leadership proudly welcomes you all for the Skillathon in Product Design by the cohort of Product Management Certification Program. Our participants will present their innovative solutions, and our esteemed juries will evaluate them on key parameters. As Skillathon Go, it promises to be an evening filled with excitement, challenges, and skill demonstrations. This is an event where the top performing learners present their capstone, sorry, um, performing participants from the cohort present their hands on projects and portfolio towards assurance of skill to demonstrate, problem understanding of customer persona, use of tools and presentation, and design solution. Today's session is going to be exciting and will definitely have some great learning takeaways. The cohort will walk the talk of IPL mantra, learning by doing. The audience will not just witness it live, but also get to vote and choose the winner. I'll get to that in a bit. Let me begin the session by giving you an insight on what skillathons are and why IPL emphasizes on skillathon being the real test of skills. Skillathon is an event where the top performing learners demonstrate their understanding of a skill and application of the same in the context of a real world product idea as part of their learning journey to industry experts and other learners. At IPL, we have replaced examinations with skillathons and studying with learning by. The Institute strongly believes that the real test of skills is by demonstrating your idea to a live audience and industry experts. Product Management Certification Program is a globally recognized program with assurance of skills versus knowledge, which is focused on career transition or career acceleration with learning by doing. Now it's time to introduce the juries for today. First up, we have Arun Kataria, who's a senior design lead at Airtel Digital. A very warm welcome to you, sir. We would like to know more about you. Over to you for a few words about yourself. Arun, sir, am I audible? All right, we'll get back. Let's go ahead with Gayatri Murugan, who's the manager of product design at Manhattan Associates. A very warm welcome, ma'am. Could you please share a few words about yourself, please?
Yeah, thank you, Joji. I'm so excited to be here. I love hearing about ideas and all the hard work that goes in here. I have about 14 years of experience building enterprise product, and I currently lead India design for Manhattan Associates. That's. I think I'll keep it brief at that and leave it at that.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Gayatri, ma'am. Next up, we have Prasad Ghone, who's the manager at product design at Intuit. A very warm welcome to you too, sir. We would like to know more about you. Over to you for a few words.
Sure. Thanks, Joji. Thanks for having me here. Hello, everyone. I am Prasad. I'm a product design manager with Intuit. I have over a decade of experience. Before Intuit, I was working with Samsung for almost 5 years, and here 5 years, things like that. I am really excited for today. I'm always stoked to hear new ideas, new people talking about their design stories. So I'm really looking forward to this session.
Thank you so much, Prasad sir. Arun sir, are you able to hear me? Are we connected? All right. I think maybe Arun sir is having some issues. We'll um, move on. So let's move on to the guidelines for today. Each team will have 10 minutes to present, followed by 5 minutes of feedback or Q&A by the jury only. I'll give the team a reminder at the 7th minute, and at the 10th minute, it's a hard stop. If you still have more to convey, please, you can take 30 seconds to summarize and complete it. Juries will cast their votes on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. The scores will be announced by the juries aloud. Once the presentation is done, audience, please keep your phones ready to scan the QR code on the screen to cast your votes for the team. So let's begin with the presenters for today. First up, we have Team 1, Kiran and Arun.
Um, Let me share my screen. It's stating disabled share.
Just a second, Kiran. I'll just give you the
Yeah,
permission.
yeah, I can share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Arun.
Okay. Uh,
All right, your time starts now.
yep, I'll start. A very good evening to my jury and all my dear friends present here today. Me, Arun Anko, and my friend Kiran are going to give our Skillathon presentation, which is based on product design. And the name of our product is Intelligent Cooking. It is not just a normal delivery application, but it is an AI powered recipe suggester as well as a customized delivery option and your bestie AI pocket chef. So I have close to years of experience, and I currently work with Aruba Networks as an IT asset manager under product management. And along with hardware and software asset management, I'm a part of designing SaaS tool for incident query and asset management, along with the designing part. On to you, Kiran.
Thank you, Arun. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. So let me begin with a quote. Everything is created twice, first in the mind and then in reality. That's from Robin Sharma. Hey, hi, my name is Kiran. I'm a data-driven improvement lead, helping a BFSI team build scalable products, but a product designer at heart. That's how we are drawn to solving everyday friction, the kind we quietly live with. That's where our problem statement gets generated. So it was around 9 p.m. After coming back from long work day. I, with my wife, opened the fridge, half a tomato, some spinach, leftover dal, and we thought, what to cook now. Not because we couldn't cook, but because we couldn't decide. The real hunger isn't for food, it's for simplicity. And that's what the seed for I cook. Sit back, relax, and let I cook for you. And our objective, next slide, please. So we aim to reduce the daily mental load of food decision, especially for busy professionals, parents, and health seekers. What set iCook apart is this: you just scan what you already have, and iCook gives you AI powered recipe suggestion and let you order a customized meal healthy plan from a verified kitchen, all aligned to your preferences. Fast, personalized, affordable. Whether you want to cook or you are too tired, iCook adapts to your day. Now, next is our approach. We used a user centric iterative process, empathy led interviews, uncovered problem like fatigue, decision overload, and health confusion. The strategies which we used is the 5S solutions: strategy, scope, structure, skeleton, surface, designing from inside to interface. Our solution was shaped by user friction, not assumptions. Next, we mapped our user pain goals and contacts using the user-centric design canvas, where frustration led to fatigue, repetitive meals, unhealthy takeouts. Our goal was to get speed, health, and variety. What fear was hygiene, cost, decision complexity. Our value proposition, your pocket nutritionist, chef, and food delivery all in one. Next, we use our Moscow prioritization framework. That's for our MVP focus. The must have, we had smart scanner, recipes, cook, order, or toggle. Should have, we enabled voice enabled assistant subscription options. Could have is our grocery add-on meal planners. Next, we did some user research. That's the highlight. We got around total responses 42, out of which the preferred home cooked meals were around 33, and preferred AI meal suggestions we got around 33. So that was a tie. So we got a response of around 36 from the IT professional, 34 from health conscious, 33 from AI plus home cook. Our top drivers for this were time, convenience, and taste. Uh, Next, we didn't just stop on this. We did some deeper insights as well. Like we have Anita from Mumbai and Sneha from Hyderabad. They were just skipping mail, juggling the needs, wanting simplicity. So we created a theme base like getting a personalization, affordability, taste, compliance. That's all in one. And with that, we got a strategy with the user persona who is our Rohan, who is 31-year IT lead in Bangalore, is always tired, mentally done after his long day work. Choices were just junk food or fridge, whatever he gets there onto the fridge. He starts like he needs relief, not more choices. So I cook, just can, 3 meals, cook or order, and that's done. So that's how we begin. So I just want to tell that our great design restore piece. So coming up next is journey map, value proposition, and live walkthrough by my friend Arun. Over to you, Arun.
Thanks, Kiran. So the journey map of a customer starts by finding and hunting the application and then completing the entire onboarding process. Then comes the recipe selection. So you scan whatever food ingredients or food items you have, and you get a step-by-step recipe in terms of the quantity, as well as a voice AI assistant support, along with the missing ingredients which are highlighted. So there's a button and which is API'd with Big Basket and Grofers. So if you want to order something, so you can go through that API option. So the main part is a seamless step-by-step recipe support guidance, and there should not be any mismatch. And if the person is choosing to order a customized food in terms of their health requirements, fitness conditions, or if the person is suffering from ailments like high BP, so he might ask for a less salty food, or IBS or diabetes. So as per that, the seamless delivery and feedback along with payment is very important, and above all, high quality and proper packaging. Moving to the user flow, we'll get to know more once we hop into the application. So after the login process is done, we'll be having the main menu, which will have the search recipe and scan ingredients option, where you'll get a list of recipes as per your dietary requirements and health conditions, and you can choose the best of the recipes and start cooking. And if you want to order customized meal, you can customize your meal options and then toggle through the entire process of checkout, payment, and delivery. Moving to the HEART framework, which states happiness, engagement, adoption, retention, and task success. Our main goal here is to increase the customer user satisfaction and emotional engagement by giving them higher prompts of the best recipes step by step. And they should not face any kind of hiccups during the onboarding phase. And when they are ordering, customize ordering as per their dietary requirements from a home cook or a dabbawala to get the make hath ka flavor. So the customized restaurants and dabbawalas should be giving them food at a proper time and with the highest quality. And the signals and the metrics are a good rating, which is like an NPS or a CSAT score, and repeated scanning of the
Sorry to
ingredients and food
interrupt.
items, and using voice assistant, which is our star feature here, and returning to the application, saving those recipes and using them again and again. and completing the entire session of cooking with the AI meal assistant and completing the order without a drop off showcases that there's a high user engagement. This is how the iCook application prototype looks like. So I'll just take you directly through the prototype which we have worked on Figma, and we have also made a higher version V2 of this application using Lovable, which is a no-code application. So this is how the journey, onboarding journey looks like as you move in, and we have the entire signing up and address process out here. And then once this is done, we get to the main menu where you can scan your ingredients, and you can take voice assistant support, and it's going to give you a step-by-step recipe option which has the missing ingredients option as well as a video support and a voice assistant. And if you directly want to order meals, customize it accordingly, so you can choose from here along with the best of the offers, and take your favorite home cook. If you like particular North Indian or South Indian food, you can choose accordingly, and then you can customize your order, which showcases the total amount of calories, the timing, and the servings, along with the likes. And yeah, palak chicken is one of my favorite. So yeah, then this comes to the delivery payment option and the order and the delivery status. So I'll take you to the application. Before that, I'll hop into a few slides quickly. This is how the iCook product roadmap looks like in terms of phases, where we are going to work on the ingredient scanner, the smart recipe generator, the landing page, and then subsequently the weekly meal planner, the missing ingredient grocery list export, and the dietary understanding, as well as the most important part is collaborating with the best home cooks and cloud kitchens, auditing and giving them kitchen batches, as well as the subscription, the monthly, 6 monthly, and yearly subscription, which is going to monetize this application, along with nutritional insights, which is very important for fitness freaks, and the Gen AI voice assistant. This is how the story map of the user looks like. We have created this using Miro board, so it is similar to this previous slide, just showcased in a more systematic manner. And this is the MVP experiment. As my friend Kiran mentioned, that close to 80% of the people would choose these suggestions. So you would probably try to give them personalized recommendations and discounted meal options, and also get into innovative ideas like social media marketing, as well as engaging into podcasts and Q&A sessions with social media influencers,
Right.
and
Arun,
also
your time
weekly.
is up. Please wrap up in 30
Okay,
seconds.
yeah. Also, weekly user king and queen, so that the people get into these applications as much as they can, and they would be getting subsequent discounts in terms of their engagement, and the subscription will be out. So this is the feedback that we got. It's innovative, it's time saving, and it is convenient. But obviously, they would have certain questions like, what if the ingredients don't match with the AI suggestions, and what if the home cooks are not hygienic and the delivery is not of that timeliness. This is the UAT that we worked on. It is similar to the MVP that we have collaborated. And I would just I'll take you through the application. So this is the one we created through Lovable, and you can get started, and you can give your dietary requirements, and you can just click on it, and you can just continue and give your requirements. And as per your health requirements, if you are a BP patient or a sugar patient, you can do it accordingly. And then this we have the scanner thing as well, so you can scan your food ingredients. I think I'm facing some internet issues. Yeah, so you can scan it, and this is going to be an hypothetical scanning that we are doing, and you're going to get
All
ingredients.
right, Arun, your time
And
is up.
yeah, you can generate
Thank you.
recipes through it and order if required. 30 more seconds, Chijo, just completing. So the payment and the account part is same. The meal tracking is for the fitness freaks. You can track the number of calories and key in the food items like MyFitnessPal. And the best friend and the best part is the AI chef, which you can which is going to suggest you dinner ideas. You can just click here, and it's going to give you a 20-minute dinner idea, and you can just go ahead and prepare it. So this is all about the recipe part. And yeah, so here you can just directly search the recipes and get your
Yeah, thank you so much,
recipes.
Arun. Your time is up. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
yeah. I would like to complete close the PPT by saying that we just did not build a recipe application, but we built a tool to give people their time their peace of mind and their happiness. Thanks a lot, Jury. Thank you, Jijo, for hosting us. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, T, for the wonderful presentation. Now we'll move on to the feedback and Q&A by the juries. We'll start with you, ma'am. Gayatri, ma'am. Over to you.
Yeah. Hey guys,
I'll,
I like
yeah.
whatever I saw in the Lovable uh,
Uh,
post, and all those frameworks and a lot of the text heavy slides. I was not able to completely read what was in it, but
yeah.
I just have one question for you. Did you talk to your target users?
Yes.
Did you, whatever lovable prototype you have, did you give it to the user and make them use it? And what is the feedback?
Yep, we actually gave them to some of the users, and they really loved it as a prototype to begin with. And as I said, the main part they liked is scanning the ingredients, and whatever ingredients they can scan, and they'll get a bunch of recipes, and they can toggle through the recipes and get a voice support as well. So I know I love cooking, and I know being an IT person how much frustrating it is to hop into YouTube or look at the steps in Google. So this Siri or Alexa kind of an assistant is going to tell us step by step what we are cooking, and if there's a miss out, so they're going to highlight that. So the brain fogging and the stress part is relieved. So they like the idea.
Yeah. So, what are some of the negative feedbacks you got from the research?
Yeah. The negative feedback, Gayatri, as I mentioned in the MVP, is they are worried about, because we have tried to Indianize the application. As Kiran also mentioned, that this is for the IT professionals who want maa ke haath ka flavor. So they still worry about the hygiene and the quality of food, the delivery part, and also the AI recipe mismatch part. So like in the long run, if the number of users increase, so is the response going to be as brisk and as appropriate as per their dietary requirements? So for example, a person with high BP or IBS would want a particular diet and would ask for a recipe, and if the app doesn't give, so that's going to create a bit of frustration. So these are a few of the things. And being a seed staged application, they'll be hesitant to use it. So that's a starting point challenge that we might face.
Okay, that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. I'll circle back to you for the scores. We'll go with Prasad, sir. Your feedback and Q&A for team one.
Sure, Jyoti. Hi, Arun. Hi, Kiran. First of all,
Hi,
great
Prasad.
presentation. It was like a great story. Thanks for sharing. I could, like, when I started, I could clearly understand what is the goal of the project. So that was good. The storytelling was good. Then, in terms of, I first thought that this app is about generating recipes using ingredients which it has and using AI, which we felt really strong because AI has this angle of subjectivity where, and the recipes, these are in general, like it's more like an art, right? It can have subjectivity. So that's why I liked usage of AI in this particular context, to be honest. I was really looking forward to it. One question which I kind of got a little confused in terms of like what is the core goal you're trying to solve. So if you have to one more time, just in one line, state like the core customer problem or user problem, what would that be? Which you're trying to
Sure, Prasad. So the core customer problem is, I'll cite my example as Kiran cited his example. Me, my parents, we all three are working. So, and I work from home. So it after the end of the day, if there is no cook, so I would find it hard to, brainstorm, and I have a lot of ingredients around. I don't know what to cook. I want to cook something innovative and tasty. I want to save my time. So in this phase, I think this is the problem. The first problem which is this app is going to solve is taking away the stress and giving them the time and peace of mind. And secondly, for people with ailments or certain dietary goals and requirements, so the customized meal option is there. And also, like, taste buds might differ. So I'm from Maharashtra, so I would want to have pitla bhakri, and I want to get it in Bangalore. So I'll be collaborating with home cooks and dabbawalas who can offer that authentic food item and get it delivered with that quality. So these are the two problems which, yeah, I feel
solve?
so.
Yeah, I would also like to add on that. Sorry to cut you. But one more problem nowadays we have probably the generations which usually find it um, not easy or find it very um, um, uh, time consuming to understand and cook food. They want everything ready. Maybe they will take time to cook it, but they want something onto the screen, making them understand that okay, I require this thing to cook this item. So that is one of the problem also we have noticed wherein for the Gen Zs or the new generations who use most of the digital platform to get answer to everything. So yeah, that was also one of the problem which we have noticed, because I have seen my nephew, my sister's daughter who is like very bored all the time, sometimes brain faded. Okay, what I have to cook and nothing to understand. They require something, they can scan, they have all the list, they just order,
Got it.
they start cooking.
I think
Thanks.
we want everything on the platter. So with a Gen AI voice assistant, it becomes more on the platter.
Got it. So yeah, one small problem which I see is like now
Yes.
there are too many problems. So if I
Mhm.
were, what I would do is like probably focus on one primary problem and then have the other problems as secondary, tertiary problems and build around it. And to me, the recipe builder looks like a strong problem where you use AI because that's how you started the story. Like when
Right.
you started your own problem also, that's where it started. But eventually I thought it is getting sidelined and other things are coming. So I was not like, even if a user comes to this app, they will not know, okay, what is this app exactly going to do or how exactly going to help. So that's my only
Sure.
feedback. Focus on one track and then eventually have secondary, tertiary features and problems, but there should always be one core value proposition which you're offering. And yeah, to build on to what Gayatri was mentioning in terms of user studies, I know you kind of did a survey, you sent a survey to customers, but
Mhm.
one thing which you can do again in this particular context, and for instance, all of your friends and everyone around you is in a way customer of this. So that it's easy to get access to and talk to these customers. So talking to them and asking their real life stories would also really help you understand the nuances. Like probably you can ask more about, okay, when was the last time you faced issue
Mhm.
or food or like whatever deciding on a recipe. What exactly happened there? So understanding and gaining deep customer empathy really helps in this particular context. And provided that you could easily talk to customers and users because the user group is everywhere. So yeah, that is one more feedback.
Thanks a lot for your feedback, Prasad.
Sure.
Judy, I
Yeah.
just had one more thing to ask that how would you suggest me and Kiran had this question that how would we be able to take this market, like go to market? So what are the strategies we can use if we really want to take this to the market? So that's a question we had.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, again, if I were you and if I had to get go to market again, I'll try to declutter it. First, try to identify a core problem. Again, talk to users. See,
Mhm.
even if I have one concept in mind and one problem in mind, reevaluate that problem. See what are the nuances there. Again, talk to customers, understand, and build around that. So, is your question more around like how should we be the design process for that, or is it about like once you have the solution, how do you get to the market?
So once we have the design and everything, like how to project it to the market, or if there's any suggestion in terms of design enhancement and design, we would be very humbly taking that as well.
I think in terms of design, I kind of shared whatever feedback I had, revisiting a lot of things again. So yeah, in terms of implementation, I'll probably let other jury members also talk to me on this. So yeah,
All right. Thank you, Prasad sir, for your feedback. I'll circle back to you for the questions. We have Mr. Arun Kataria, who's the senior design lead at Airtel Digital, also connected here. Sir, over to you for a short introduction and your feedback for Team One.
Thank you, Josie. So, my name is Arun Kataria. I am currently working with Bharti Airtel, and I look at their entire assisted channels and their D2C channels. Uh, I've got about 15 years of work experience in design and creative and market research. So thanks for giving me this opportunity where I can share my knowledge or like review your work. So Arun and Kiran, the the way you had presented it was structured. Uh, while Prasad, as he was pointing out, why you were doing the final prototype walkthrough, there were too many things happening in a way. Uh, so you must focus on one thing, solve it thoroughly, and then maybe as an additive, look at other things. You mentioned Dabbawalas, you mentioned AI, you mentioned users' problem of being maa ke haath ka khana, right? These three different problem statement are associated with my food preferences. Uh, but essentially, I was missing out on how this entire seamless flow would appear. It seemed like mandatorily it has been put forward. So you might want to consider that. Also, the persona which you saw, I would always say that there could be one hero persona in your initial research framework, but you should look at the cohorts you want to focus on. Just one single entity is not a big enough time already. So maybe identify the bigger user groups and see what particular challenges they are facing, and then what's the underlying problem. One one mega underlying problem, and then focus on that. Apart from that, good presentation structured like that. Any specific part you would want me to comment on?
Uh, the same question which I had, like what can be the GTM strategy, go to market strategy, like how, like is this product good enough to be taken to the market, and what should be our approach? So,
All right. So assuming going forward, you have already identified your cohorts, you have defined the market, and now you want to test the waters. I actually first would do maybe even bring more details to the current prototype itself, and then do shadow testing or maybe get reviews from peers. Once I've met a certain uh, size of feedback, then we would launch it, and then as you have already done it on Lovable, share it with X number of people, circulate it via WhatsApp, etc. And then within the first degree of community, I would try to seek the perspective, and post that, then you would have to redefine your strategy. Probably this is where we started, this is the iteration we need to make, and then again. So there quite some time would go towards iteration. Once you have come to that peak value, then no more further iterations are required, then I would actually start thinking about, let's see where the monetization of this platform could happen. uh, uh, so in short term, maybe in 1 or 2 quarters, improve it as much as fast as possible, and then in the second quarter or so, maybe start testing the real use cases, uh, and go beyond the comfort zone or the known circle.
okay, Arun, thank you for your feedback.
Thank you for your
Thank
feedback.
you. Thank you so much, Arun, sir, for your feedback. Now let's look at the scores. Over to Gayatri, ma'am, your score for team one.
Should we keep the scores at the end, or you want to do it after every presentation?
Yeah, after every presentation would be,
Okay.
yeah, thank you.
So I've given them a 3.5.
3.5.
Uh,
Okay.
because I did see that I like the idea. The pain point is real. Uh, it's just too many things, as everyone pointed out. They just have to find one pain point that they want to solve for and laser focus on it and expand it. So that's fine.
Then
Thank
probably
you.
about the monetization part later on, like once one problem is focused on. Sure. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Gayatri, ma'am. Over to you, Prasad, sir, for your scores for team one.
Even I had 3.5 in mind, so I'll also go for 3.5.
All right. Thank you. And Arun, sir, your score.
I would sort of fall in line with the rest of the jury. It should be a strong 3.5.
Thank you. Thank you so much, juries, for your feedback and scores. Audience, it's time to scan the QR code on the screen and cast your votes for team one. We'll have 20 seconds and then we'll move on to the next team. All right, let's look at the audience poll. All right, thank you, team, and all the best. Okay, we'll move on to the team, second team, which is Shalini, Vanitha, and yeah, Shalini S and Vanitha Narayanaswamy.
Yeah. Thank you, Joji.
Yeah, team, could you let me know who will be presenting?
Charlie will be presenting.
Yeah, Shalini, you can go ahead and present your screen.
If you want to introduce yourself, and then I will introduce and I'll take it forward from there.
Sure. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, jury members. I'm Vanitha Narayan Swamy. I bring in 18 years of experience in storage domain. So I have worked in different fields, from support to content creator to right now I'm managing infrastructure for one of the customer, and I'm working in Dell Technology, and I'm a die-hard a fan of foodies. So I like to taste all the foods, and I'm from Bangalore basically. And I'll pass it on to Shalini.
Thank you, Vanita. My name is Shalini and I am based out of Chennai. I work with an organization called IntelliHealth, which is a tech for impact organization, wherein we have our telemedicine app, which facilitates healthcare services in remote areas of India and in 3 other countries, including India. So that's me, and I'll begin with the presentation. The project that we are planning to present is our project name is Bookworm, which is your library experience at your doorsteps and on screen. So the entire idea started from Vanita itself. She is an avid reader, and she had a problem finding out libraries and accessing books. Therefore, access to books is limited because of high cost, lack of space, and few nearby libraries. Therefore, in fact, libraries are seeing a slow death now. So new readers and avid readers are struggling to build habits due to unaffordable and inconvenient options. Therefore, there's a need for a hybrid platform that offers physical and digital reading, encourages community sharing, and promotes sustainable access. These are the 4 objectives that we are planning to solve. That is, build a hybrid platform, combining both physical borrowing with digital reading, making access affordable, offering low-cost ebooks and physical books, breaking the access barriers, that is providing doorstep delivery and instant digital reading options, and fostering a sharing community who will review and also develop a peer networks. Our target audience, like I mentioned, is avid readers, digital readers, aspiring readers, and also community groups and book clubs. We also tried to test our problem statement by conducting both quantitative and qualitative survey. And the quantitative survey, we had received a good number of responses, about 145 people completing the survey. And we see that about a major share of the people were under 44 years, and about 58%, 57% of them were male, and 59% were married, and 47% had kids. Their current habits looks like this. That is, they say that about 32% of people, they read books either physically or digitally, and they read about 1 or 2 books in a month. And most of them currently get their books from Amazon or physical bookstore, and some of them even, in fact, the third section, we see that most of them access free ebooks. Some of the preferences that when we did the survey was that they were interested in subscribing an online library that delivers physical books, and they were also interested in a digital reading option. When it came to subscription fees, we understood that they're interested to spend something around 199 or less than 199, and they are also willing to lend their books, which is rotting in their bookshelves. The features that probably they were looking forward to in our application is that one is no late fee, home delivery of physical books, and access to digital books. And these are some of their motivations too. And some of the digital reading experience that they would like to see in the application is audiobook, text to feature, and having a simple AI and easy to read mode. We also try to do a qualitative survey and understand that some of the pain points were long library waitlist, hard to find age-appropriate books, frustrated by complex logins and boring UIs, dislike generic suggestions and shipping fees, and hates paywalls and late fees. So we try to compare it with some of the bookworm feature, which will go in as MVP, that is flat fee subscription and ebook library, curated list and parental filters, cartoon covers, and something special for the children. Of course, home delivery, and also including audiobooks and text-to-speech features. So the UCD covers the same thing that I told you just now, with starting with the problem statement, with limited accessibility and high cost of buying books and lack of time for library visits, late fees, and no unified access of physical and digital formats. Like I mentioned, the users are readers, they are new readers, or they're avid readers, and so the solution is also mapped in such a way that we will do both, providing a physical book delivery and read digitally, also provide affordable subscription fee with no rigid returns, develop peer reviews and curated discoveries, eco-friendly and sustainable sharing with parental controls. So the unique value proposition is that Bookworm is a safe, simple, and social platform that connects families, students, and children through a trusted reading community. It blends the charm of physical books with the convenience of digital access, offering a eco-friendly experience all under one affordable subscription. I would request Vanita to please take over.
Yeah, thank you, Shalini. So we have targeted different personas for our project. The main persona would be the readers and the subscribers. Also, we have the individuals who like to lend their book, okay, and earn some credits. And also, we have an admin user who's going to take care of the app. Like if there is any issue, he's going to collaborate and also track the books. And all for the delivery partner, right now we have thought to give this to a third party for delivering, to handle the delivery. And this is the minimum viable product. And for readers and subscribers, we are going to have the features such as browse and search books and borrow the books instantly, save the books to the wish list, the parental control, audio and text-to-speech support, and they can rate the books, they can track the books live tracking, and also the payment options. For the individuals who are going to lend their books, they can add the books available for lending, and also if there is a request, they can accept or reject the request, and also they can track the books that they have lent, and they can manage the user feedbacks, and they can check on the credit earns. As a super admin, they can do a user management, inventory dashboard, and also they can get the statistics about the usage, about the lending, about the frequency, and then they can also flag inappropriate content. And also, as I mentioned, that they'll support the users in case of any issue, and they can track the books. And the delivery partners will have the access to us see the tracking of the books, as well as the user address. Yeah. And this is the prototype that we had put in. It's a low fidelity prototype. So we have just dabbed on a paper and we have taken a screenshot. So this was the initial idea. It would have the home page wherein there'll be a recommended books and also different categories such as kids, educational books, mythology books, and also where another page where they can search for the books, and they can see if the book is available, if the physical book is available for delivery, as well as if the ebook is available where they can rent it out, and also they can manage their account. And if they go to the ebooks, they can go and see what all books are under their name. Yeah, Shalini, next slide. And so this is the prototype for the collaborator view and the super admin view. So this is kind of different. And yeah, this is the Figma that we have put forward for our project. So this is how our initial design would look like. This is the sign-in page, and they can go and they can browse the categories. Example here, there is kids, educational right now. Kids is populated. Yeah, you can click on kids, Shalini. Yeah, this is how the interface will look like, because for kids it has to be more catchy and colorful. And also this is the account page wherein they can see the details. Uh, yeah, so this is our interface. And this is the product roadmap. In this year one is the initial idea development, user research, create wireframe, and build no-code prototype. And in year two, we are going to move ahead with the product itself, wherein with the minimum features which we have, like browse and search, and collaborate, like the delivery partner assignment, user feedback loop, and if there is any bug fixing that needs to be done, and then full launch of MVP. And then the third year is for the nice to have features, or the additional features that we are thinking of. So with that, I would like to thank everyone, and thank you, jury, for your time. We are open to questions, suggestions, and feedback.
All right, thank you, team, for the wonderful presentation. We'll go with Arun sir, Arun Kataria, for your feedback for team two.
Sure. Thank you. The walkthrough was very clear. There were a lot of details in it, and I would highly recommend, when in the last section where you were talking about the overall roadmap for the startup which you may have, it was too detail oriented. I think if you can reduce the detail and keep the details for the follow through slide, that is one. Secondly, I could see that you were essentially trying to focus on physical book market, and then you have also introduced digital subscription. Now, this is for fact, right? In a digital ebook and in a physical book, the content is same. While you have a persona or like a group which will facilitate this delivery, I think your capex eventually focuses on physical books, right? That's the real problem you are really wanting to solve for. Don't you think digital subscription to ebooks will be cannibalizing? There are other platforms with deep pockets who can easily go in that space. So I was little unsure of how sequencing of revenue or a revenue model will build up. That is from the overall business standpoint. From design standpoint, the UI was clean. Maybe more details could be oriented. You could have done a better onboarding. That if we would try to understand our user, what sort of a mental model this person has, and accordingly we will recreate or craft the paces or personalize the entire experience. Probably you should focus on that, because the community which you are wanting to build will be highly oriented towards physical books, right? So if we can focus more on that, maybe build on that, curate things, figure out the information architecture for the application that way, it'll be a great advantage.
Sure, Arun. Thank you for your feedback. Yes, as you told, the initial target was the people who would love to get the physical books delivered to their doorsteps. But yes, we saw that when we did the surveys, and we got the feedback, we saw that there is an opportunity for the people who want ebooks as well. Like, say, example, the college kids who want to just go through the ebooks while they are commuting or something like that. that's the reason we thought, okay, we would include this as well. But yeah, thank you so much for your feedback. Yeah, we will look at the points. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Arun sir. Next up, we'll hear it from Prasad sir, your feedback and questions for Team 2.
Sure, thanks. Again, great presentations, both Vanita and Shalini. I really enjoyed the entire. So what happened? I really enjoyed the entire story in terms of like starting with the name itself, the first slide which you opened, the entire visual design of the entire presentation was good. So good storytelling. So kudos to that. Few things, as even Arun was also mentioning, when we started, I thought that it is about a community for like people, like we are connecting people who want to get into this reading thing, and then if I don't have a book, I can exchange book. This is more like a lending platform, borrowing platform. That's what I thought initially it would be, and that to me was like a really strong USP again. But after some time, it kind of in the storyline, it kind of other aspects came in, and I was a little confused. And as Arun was also mentioning, probably that USP is the strongest USP if you have to build or convert this into a startup where it's about a community of people who want to read physical books, and all of us have some books which we, after reading, we are okay to give it away to someone in exchange of getting something. And this platform just like brings all these people together and facilitates that. I think that in itself is a very, very strong idea, because as again Arun was mentioning, if we add ebook, then subscription, renting, why would someone come here versus some other bigger player, all that. And so yeah, that is like a little tricky space, I would say. uh, and again, because of that, there is a lot of other players involved. You'll have to also think about the admin, how things will happen from the admin side, then the delivery partner. If you just create a platform for people to just connect and interact and then figure out themselves, then they will figure out how that should be delivered. They'll figure out it. So the product or the solution becomes in a way very light, and you don't really need a lot of players to run it. So this could be an idea which can really go to market faster if you kind of trim down and focus on one core thing. So yeah, that's the feedback which I have. If I can ask one question I have, which is like, there are a lot of assumptions which you have made in this, right? Like, okay, users want for this particular product to be successful, there are a lot of assumptions that users want an app which has both digital books as well as physical books. Then users want an app where they can create a community and find people who have books which I need, things like that. There are a lot of assumptions. So if you have to pick one core assumption, or if you have to pick one uh, assumption which will make or break this idea, what would that be? And we generally in the industry, we call it like a leap of faith assumption, which is extremely critical for the success of a product. So what would that be for you out of the many assumptions which you have made?
Firstly, thank you so much for the suggestion, the feedback. The assumptions are backed by the survey that we did. So the 145 responses that we had, I thought it gives a good base to our problem statement. And our core idea is to concentrate on lending books on rental basis. That is our core idea. And we are more towards having it physically delivered than the digital option. When we actually started off, like Vanita said, we had only physical delivery in our mind. But when we connected with our mentor, we understand that if we keep it only till physical delivery, there is a possibility that we'll miss out on a huge other market who's now depending on the digital reading option. So in order to have them also, maybe they will get converted from digital to physical, we do not know. So good to have them, but prioritize the physical reading experience, providing the physical reading experience at a nominal subscription cost. I hope I've answered.
Yes, okay. That's helpful. Thanks. Yeah, another thing which I would do is because it's about an ebook. Sorry, Joji, one last point which I would do is because there are a lot of players in the market. I would also do a competitive benchmarking to understand like, okay, what other products are doing and how are they, what things they are doing good, and borrow the goodness. I mean, there's no harm in like taking inspiration and borrow the goodness and then enhance it on top of that. So that could be another thing which you could do. But overall, design process wise, it was great. I also really loved the prototypes and visual design of the end output. Like it was very seamless, very clear, as Arun was also mentioning. So thanks for that. Thanks for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Thanks, Prasad.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prasad sir. Over to you, Gayatri ma'am, for your feedback and questions.
Yeah. Great job, guys. I like the idea personally myself. When I was going through it, my thought was, okay, I have so many books here. I could literally use what they were presenting. Right? And what I liked about it is how you connected the entire ecosystem, not just thought about the reader users. You connected different stakeholders who will be there. You thought about them and kind of thought through completing the circle. I like that. And I like the problem statement and how you focused on uh, an actual problem that's there, right? What can be better is nailing down on your target audience a little bit more, because this will help you to actually execute this idea. Like, who is your user? Are they avid readers who likes physical books? Are they people who with a Kindle? Or are they kids? Are they college going students who like when you target, when you nail down on that, you'll be able to execute it faster. If I were you, I would just start a WhatsApp group of book club and start adding people in it and test it out, right? And this is something you don't need an app for. You can immediately start a WhatsApp group, test it out, and once your group is 100 or 200, just go build an app. Uh, that's it. And one question I had was curious, did you talk to people and are you an avid reader yourself? And
Yeah, Vanita is an avid reader herself. I am an
I
aspiring, but I have an avid reader and I have a big bookshelf here, just on the right of my side. So we did really collect 145 responses. We did speak to so many people whom we said that we did a qualitative survey. So
okay,
just that those are our known people, not unknown people.
yeah,
So
cool. Good job. Like, I like the idea.
thank
Thank you,
you.
Gayatri.
Thank you, Gayatri ma'am. So now let's look at the scores for team two. We'll start with Arun sir, your scores for team two.
Uh, by evaluating the presentation and the direction team has taken, I would like to go for 3.
Thank you, sir. Prasad sir, your scores?
It's 3.5 from mine.
3.5. Thank you. And Gayatri ma'am, your scores?
Yeah, I gave them a 3.5 as well. The reason I thought they should take one target persona and expand on it in much more detail. So that's why.
All
Yeah.
right. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Audience, again, it's your time to cast your votes for team two. The QR code is on the screen. Please take your phones and scan. You'll have 20 seconds for the casting the votes. All right, let's have a look at the audience poll for team two.
I don't think anybody voted.
I think there was a small delay in the audience poll reflecting it. All right, anyways, thank you, team Shalini and Vanita. We'll move on to the next team, Gayatri, Kirti, and Rahul. Team, could you let me know who will be presenting?
Joji, I would be presenting the screen.
Yeah, you can now go ahead and share your screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, your screen is visible, Rahul.
Yes.
Your time starts.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kirti, and here with my teammates Rahul and Gayatri. Together, we built ScanCode, a smarter mobile-based self-checkout solution that's designed to eliminate long queues and make in-store shopping faster and smarter. ScanCode lets customers use their smartphones to scan their product barcodes, manage a live digital cart, and pay using UPI card or wallet options. So we operate on a B2B SaaS model, partnering with retail chains and supermarkets. Stores integrate ScanCode with minimal setup and pay a subscription fee or per transaction commission, helping them reduce queue times, improve customer experience, and lower staffing costs. So coming to our business design framework, product design framework, so we have followed a 5S product design framework, where in strategy we began with the user research, identifying checkout bottlenecks and mapping customer journeys. In the scope of, we designed the MVP, which includes barcode scanning, the digital card payments, receipts, and POC sync. In the structure, we followed a simple flow where the user logs in, scans items, view their cart, and pays. In the skeleton, we prototyped the screens using low fidelity wireframes. In the surface, we have the final UI design, which is clean, intuitive, and uses trustworthy brand aligned visuals. So, coming to our user centered design canvas, our core users are urban professionals, frequent shoppers, and budget conscious families. They want fast, stress free checkouts, control over spending in real time, and the freedom to scan as they shop. We've addressed concerns like payments errors and privacy with secure integrations and app and support. Compared to kiosk or manual billing, ScanCode is fully mobile, needs no hardware, and offers royalty, rewards, and personalized experience, giving users a smooth alternative and retailers a competitive edge. Our message is clear: save time, shop smart, and skip the line. ScanCode delivers a fast, contactless, and cost-aware checkout right from the shopper's phone. To continue, I'd like to invite Gayatri to walk you through the insights from our user interviews and the development of user personas, which were foundational to shaping our UX and UI design strategy. Over to you, Gayatri.
Thank you, Kirti. We began by conducting user interviews to understand shopping habits and pain points. We asked about asked about visit frequency, preferred days, billing time, and comfort with scanning item via phone, payment methods, and few related issues. Being on these insights, we have created two personas. The first persona is Vidya. She's 32 years old software developer from Bangalore. She prefers a quick self-managed checkouts using digital tools and gets frustrated by long queues and slow billing. So she values speed, control, and e-receipts. And the second persona is Ramesh, who is a 45 years old retail store owner who shops in bulk 2 to 3 times in a week. For him, time is money. So he needs a fast billing, a real time tracking of spend, and a clear invoices for the business related details. So for long queues and billing errors are major frustration for him. Um, After this, I'll hand over to the Rahul beyond this.
Yeah, so let's look at the current user journey and see what opportunity can be built for ScanCode. So, taking Vidya as she is a working professional, she expects no waiting time in queues. And let's look at how her shopping journey starts. So, she enters the retail store, she walks around, and she sees a long queue that is standing there. She feels overwhelmed, and then she checks out her she wants the products that she wants. She picks up her products and she adds to the cart. Now she feels difficulty to track the total spending and how many items she has picked. She's stressed now, and then she moves to the checkout. She stands in the queue and she faces that she doesn't know what time would it take, how much time would it take for her to exit and take her items that she has bought.
and then there are few counters open, few issues they might be having. She's a little bit frustrated here, and then she when she comes to the counter, she feels that what would happen if there's a payment error, or what would happen if the scanning is error, then I have to go back again and pick items. She's a little bit anxious over here, and then she double checks the bill, and then she completes the payment, and she walks out of the store. Let's look at the opportunity that can be built. If we place a poster or a standee as mentioning that skip the line, scan the code, you can download the application there, and then she downloads it, and then she adds the item to the cart. It becomes a digital cart where they can see the number of items added, the total cost that is also there, and then this helps reduce the pressure on cashier, and also improve the speed. And after that she adds the items, she checks the bill, and then she moves to the payment screen. And after that we offer a digital receipt also, where we can download the receipt and show it to the security person once we exit the retail store. So this is, and then moving on to the MVP, we have built a first version where there would be a barcode scanning where they can scan the products easily using their own smartphone. There would be a digital card where they can add, delete, and show real-time cost. And then there would be digital payment and UPI card, secure fast payment checkout. And for people who have bought cash, there would be obviously cash counters where they can just pay through cash. And then there would be receipt generation and POS system sync, where we would sync to the retail store. POS would be synced, where it could track the real inventory, and the store staff could verify the purchases. So this is our first version MVP. In the interest of time, I would like to show the wireframes. This is the low paper prototype which we have brainstormed, and these are the wireframe screens. This is how the UI visual would look like. Users would enter the platform, they would add items, they would scan here. There would be a barcode where they would add the items, and if they want to add more items, they could add over here. And this is the cart. I would like to show you through the prototype, which would be a clear visual experience as well. So this is how the homepage would look like. So you click on the scan barcode here, and you scan a particular product. And once they scan, you get the item details over here. You add that to the cart, and then you add the number of items that you want to add to the cart. And then you click on proceed. You see that the number of items that you have added in the cart is here. You can easily delete item. You can add the number of quantity, remove, and you proceed to the checkout.
Team,
Then
you have 3 more minutes.
yes. And then this is the payment screen. You get a lot of options, credit card, wallet, UPI payments, and you see the total amount also. And you pay, and you get the payment confirmation screen over here. You can download the bill, show it to the security person, and then boom, that's it. So this reduces a lot of time and has a good customer shopping experience. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, team, for your presentation. We'll now have a look at the jury's feedback. Prasad sir, we'll start with you.
Sure, Jody. Cool. Thank you again, Gaayathri, Kirti, and Rahul. That was a great presentation. I really enjoyed it. Uh, it was like a very crystal clear problem. That's the best part, which I liked about this project, that it was like very simple one core problem which you were trying to solve, which was good. I also like the aspect of you did like actually talk to customers and did user research and interviews, and from that you gained insight. So that was also like I had a look at the questionnaire. The questions were also nicely written. So that kudos to that. That was good. In terms of personas, also I saw you defined two personas. One is like more everyday, regular, day-to-day retail shopper, and the other one is bulk shopper. I was hoping to see things like if you have created that persona, how would that really translate into your solution? Like, what is that experience for someone who is actually shopping in bulk, and how this would change for that person? But I think that was not kind of covered. So maybe in the next subsequent one, you can also try to see because you have defined that persona, which means that is an important user type for you. If it is, then what is different for that user type? So that is another thing. Uh, one comment which I have is like when you created a customer journey map, I think this is bound to happen. Like when we start, right? Like we generally think about our solution, and where within that solution aspect we try to map things around it. So you kind of started when uh, the person entered the shopping area, and then from there you kind of mapped all the frustration points and all the emotions. But I think if you take a step back, it is more from it. It can even start at home. That it's a weekday, it's Monday, I have to go to a DMart. There'll be a lot of rush there, and that frustration starts there. If you go there, if you reach there on time, and or if you go on a weekend, then you see a lot of rush there, and that is another thing. So maybe also go beyond the, I mean, I know it like we tend to know about a solution and then kind of define the things, but I think removing the solution out of the picture and just revisiting and reliving the customer journey is very helpful so that you really know the pain points across the journey, and that would also help you look at the, I mean, you, that's how you will come up with like completely radical ideas. This could be one, but then if you really think about it, then you can also think about radical ideas if you get out of the solution. So that's one comment which I have. You should probably look from that perspective. Um Another thing which I feel is about this particular product is more of like, or this experience is has a lot of service design aspect to it as well. It's not just the product design, it's also like when you get into a store, there's a security guard there, you enter in, then you go throughout, then someone is there to guide you, then you step out at the counter, then at the just before exiting, there's a person who would look at all the items and all those things. So there are a lot of players in this experience. It's not just the person who's trying to buy. So you will also, it will be good to map things from the entire service design perspective. So I don't know right now if with this app, how will the exit happen from the shopping complex? Like if I've bought things, I've paid, I've scanned everything, but how will that be different from a current experience? So like having that lens is also equally important. Uh, Another aspect I feel which you could do is I was also mentioning the same thing to the previous team is doing a competitive benchmarking. There was this one app which I know of called Purpule, which is doing exactly same thing 2 years back, I think 3, 4 years back, but then they stopped. And it'll be great to know what worked for them, why did they stop, like what kind of challenges they faced, what things they did good, what things they couldn't do good, things like that. So I think it would be great to also look at what already exists and learn from them. So that's all the feedback I have. But again, coming back, it was a great story, very clear customer problem, and then solving it. So kudos to that. Thanks.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Prasad sir. Over to you, Gayatri ma'am, for your feedback and questions.
Yeah, sure. First of all, great presentation, guys. I love the way you have presented the information and walked through it. I really liked it. Uh, Before I give you feedback, I want to ask a question. Like, did you talk to the merchants or any of the store owners?
No, we didn't speak to the merchants. We
Okay.
spoke to the users.
Okay. So another question. Is your app, are you imagining your app to be just a common app where users download it and they can go into any store and they can do a self-checkout? Or you're imagining it as like, okay, this one app is for one store.
As we had mentioned, our business model would be like only when we get a contract with the particular merchant, then only we sign up with them, and then only that application would be available only in that store. So it would not be a basic, it would not be a application where all the users could download and they could enter any store and they could purchase items through that.
Okay, so this is an app for every store, then the user will have a different application, right? That they'll have to download. So if they go into some other store, they'll have a different app. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, if we have a network of a lot of B2B enterprises that we have signed up with, so then our application would work in the entire. If you have suppose if you have signed up with DMart, so entire stores wherever they have, we would have the same application, not a different application.
Yeah, so I'm asking this because I am from Manhattan. We are in the business of building these applications, right? Uh, and in these applications, it's never the user who's driving these decisions. It's always the merchant.
Yes.
So that's why for your problem statement that you've picked, the primary customer for you to interview and like build a use case around is the merchant.
Much.
And how you would go about defining the self-checkout counter for the user, it could be there are multiple solutions to it, and one of this is like from their application itself, from their mobile phone itself. But there are so many different ways that self-checkout happens today. But interesting idea. I would have liked it if you guys have spoken to a few merchants as well, even a small
I
kiosks.
I spoke to Reliance Smart, the manager, but he said you have to speak to the head. Only then you can get into this. He said, so that is why we didn't go much into that.
Yes, yes. So see, that's where the challenge is. Like even smaller merchants, right? Small shops, that vegetable shops that we have, even there's a long queue. Even fish
Okay.
shops that I have, I go to meat mart nearby. There's a long
Thank
queue
you.
for checkout, and anywhere. So anywhere else, like I feel your main people you should talk to is the merchant and how they would like to design the solution, and also look at then come and circle around with you. That will complete your solution.
True.
Uh, okay, so interesting problem statement. Very nice presentation. I like the prototype also. Like what could be improved is merchant side research and completing the story.
Sure.
Feedback from me.
Thank you. Thank you, Gayatri ma'am. Over to you, Arun sir, for your feedback and questions for team 3.
Hi. Uh, After looking at your presentation, it seems like somebody is good with visual design for sure. Uh, Now, as both of the members of jury have mentioned, the statement is real, right? It is something which we all experience once a month, twice a month for sure, right? Uh, while Gayatri clearly pointed out, if you state yourself as a B2B business first, then the angle of B2B problem statement was largely missing. Uh, And when you talk from consumer or user first or customer first thinking, then in that case, the point which Prasad mentioned is completely true. That end-to-end cycle was not envisioned. While today the way things operate is that you walk into a general store or a departmental store, you put things in your cart, you move to the counter, they generate a bill, and then while you're checking out or moving out of the store, there is a person who's trying to ensure that there is no loss happening there. So you'll have to think of these instances as whole. So little more work is required on envisioning what is the end-to-end solution. Um, but yeah, handiness of it, convenience of it, not being like being able to completely quit the queues. I think that that is the greatest convenience factor. So you have to bring your main store owner or the business into picture here. While having said that, you also need to think how this overall space is moving, right? This problem you are solving for is today, and the way some of the large tech giants are trying to solve this problem for, or some of the countries have eventually solved for, is where the trust deficit is not there. In India, as a society, is a trust deficit society, right? So you also need to figure out that how are you putting trust in both the domains. Uh, Amazon launched their stores, right, where you could just walk in, barcode, and then you will be your wallet will get billed, right? Or you just simply tap your watch and walk out of it. Uh, that's the sort of convenience which comes with a lot of cost, right? Uh, and you have to integrate payment merchant. You also have to ensure the business holds trust in this platform, that there is no loss which I'm facing due to how it operates. So these are the factors which you would have to consider. Apart from that, structure of the conversation, presentation, and the way you had done the last prototype, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arun sir. Now let's look at the scores for team 3. We'll start with Prasad sir, your scores for team 3.
Sure. I've already shared my pointers. So in terms of score, it is a 3 from mine.
3. Thank you, sir. Gayatri ma'am, your score for team 3.
Yeah, 3 from my side, because I like the presentation and uh, I like the problem statement is valid, but they on the solution part, there are already different advanced solutions that are out there. We should need to look into it and talk to merchants.
Thank you. Arun sir, your score for team 3.
Following rest of my jury, I'll also would like to give 3 and focus a little more on where the future is rather than solving for today.
All right. Thank you, jury members, for your wonderful feedback and questions and the scores. Audience, please scan the QR code on the screen to vote for team 3. We'll have 20 seconds. One. Boom. All right. Let's have a look at the audience poll for team 3. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kirti, Gayatri, and Rahul for your presentation. And thank you, jury members, for your wonderful feedback. Also, audience, thank you for voting. Now we'll move on to the final presenter for today, Mr. Tejas.
Sure. Thank you, Joji. Just approve my request for presenting.
Sure. Yeah, you can go ahead and present your screen.
Okay, sorry.
Tejas, we are not able to see your
Yeah,
screen.
some reason I don't know why the presentation is not coming through. I'm actually going through the settings for some reason. I'm so sorry. Can I
Okay.
just send it to you and then if you can just
Um,
sorry.
quick, share it to me.
Yeah, I am sorry. This has not happened to me before.
That's fine. It happens. It's okay. Yeah, you can share it to my email.
Can I just log out and then do this again?
Yeah, okay. Could you, yeah, please
Yeah,
log out quickly and
I'll do it quickly. Yeah, I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, hello Tejas, are we connected?
Yes, I am. I am sorry. And I just switched laptops right now. So my my screen visible now?
Yeah, your screen is visible. Yeah. Your time starts now, Tejas.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. All right. First of all, thank you so much, and I'm sorry about how this started. This wasn't something I was expecting. My product design capstone project was about the wellness app for senior citizens. The problem statement which we were discussing here is about the well-being of the senior citizens who have already retired from their active life but would still love to keep themselves busy, keep themselves connected, and have that emotional connect with their families and family members. These three aspects were kind of the key links for me taking up this particular product: the physical well-being, the emotional well-being, and the social well-being. So the approach for this particular product design was the same as everybody has mentioned already. It was the 5S model: strategy, scope, structure, skeleton, surface, and how, why we were building it, what are we building it, how was it basically organized, and how does it function in detail, and what does it look like and feel. So I tried to cover up every aspect of it within this presentation. So I can definitely walk you through and answer your questions about it. The user-centric design for as a part of the product design is visible in front of you. The actual value proposition is basically a simple user interface wellness app designed for seniors, roughly in the age group of say 60 plus or 58 plus, who have just retired, who have a little bit of a knowledge about the tech and the apps and everything. Those are the things where they would be able to connect with family members, have their reminders if they have, because by that age you definitely have one medicine a day for sure. And sometimes the people whom I spoke with, they had them written on their notepads, they had them written on calendars which they have on the walls and things like that. So although they are using smartphones, but such things are still being used. So that was the whole aspect of taking up this product for this. So I did happen to speak with four people, both male and females, out here within our complex out here. A lot of commonalities between them. They already had some health conditions, diabetes, hypertension, knee joint pain, you know and somehow they also wanted to keep and maintain a very active, healthy lifestyle, be socially connected to their group members within the community. The tech comfort level, I would say it was between low and medium, I would say, as most of them were working, so that they were also teachers. So that was the insights which I received from when I actually spoke with them. The user insights and the success metrics are on this slide, where the key patterns where I saw that, okay, that loneliness when you get to that age point, that, okay, you are probably just some family member in the house. And after working for like maybe like 40 years out there, you are just sitting in the house. So that loneliness quotient definitely creeps into them. They definitely want to keep themselves healthy. So some tracking right now, they would be using something on the phone. If it's an iPhone, they definitely are using the health app from the iPhone. And they would definitely prefer something very simple, not something very flashy, with simple controls, some large buttons if possible, things like that. The target metrics, if at all, I do proceed to for move ahead with this, would be how many seniors are actually able to complete the onboarding process for this, because at their age the priorities might be different for them. It keeps changing for them. So coming onto that app and getting to know and exploring things might be a challenge. How many medication reminders have they set up? If that person is having just one medication, okay, fine. Have they set it up for every day? Are they actually using it? Things like that. And the daily active users, as we proceed, say in the month, months go down, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and then over a year. So these are some of the success metrics I thought I can definitely focus on for this particular. So the user persona is typically, a retired person or somebody on the age group from 58 to 70, as I mentioned. So here I have Mr. Pramod, who was a who was a teacher for like almost 28 years. So he has been active throughout his life. He's been doing yoga. He goes around the complex and does 10 rounds, so three each during the day, three in the morning, three in the afternoon after lunch, and three in the evening. So those are some of the key things which he kind of makes him or keeps him busy for this. And for him, primarily it was more about how he wanted to track his medications. And at the same time be also tech savvy, so that way he can also show off about his tech savvy skills to all the people and his peers whom he always speaks to during the evenings. The MVP scope here was very simple. We kept it. We only wanted to stick around with medication reminders. There was an emergency SOS tab, which the seniors felt that okay, that if something happens to them, can they call somebody within, or can they have the ability to call somebody for an emergency? Some family contact information, profile information, which included the settings for each things. The other aspects of it where we thought we can always look into it into the future was having cognitive games, making a community of people around them within complexes, and then expand to different other complexes, and then have them join together. So those were some of the things which we thought we could do it. I'm going to actually escape the slideshow mode and go into the presentation here. So here is the prototype which I built it via Figma. I used my own iPhone 13 for it. I'm just going to walk you through the different screens. So here we had the OTP login and the Face ID login. So Face ID login was something which came up suddenly from one of the users, and I'll definitely explain to you more about it later on. So in this, we incorporated the sign up process for OTP login as well as the Face ID. So if I just happen to click on the Face ID, I kind of have it pre-registered as a Face ID, and that opens up the entire dashboard which we are looking at, where it basically tells you about the next medication, where it was going to happen or when it is going to happen, the medication reminders, if if do they have anything in the morning, afternoon, or late evenings. The SOS calling feature, where a simple call button will start dialing their immediate contact name, and also the ability to say cancel and go back to if something, if it's not an emergency. The family contact information, they can always keep themselves connected with their close family and friends. If at all they want to call, if at all they want to have a video call with them, and this will typically use up the dialing features from their particular device itself. Sorry. The profile information was very important for them, because they always wanted to have the information ready in terms of their insurance, hospitals, who was their doctor, what sort of insurance are they having, and things like that. So that information would make it more relevant for them, just in case of any emergencies they have to go through, as that information is always handy with them. So kind of had that information handy for them. Uh, Coming to here, there was
और जो OTP लॉगिन का जो ऑप्शन है उसमें से आपको क्या मैसेज मिल रहा है?
So sorry, the video started. So here, what happened was I actually spoke to a user out here. She's a 62-year-old housewife, and she is into tech right now. And I showed it to her, and maybe I can explain it to the video itself. The video will do it justice for this.
और जो OTP लॉगिन का जो ऑप्शन है उसमें से आपको क्या मैसेज मिल रहा है, संदेश क्या मिल रहा है आपको?
वो OTP लॉगिन का लेंदी प्रोसीजर हो जाएगा। तो जब तक, जैसे आप बोल रहे हैं कि ये वेलनेस मेडिकल के लिए है, तो एज अ सीनियर सिटीजन मुझे नहीं लगता है कि वो OTP का लॉगिन जब तक आपको ये कॉल करना है, तो इंस्टेंट कॉल जैसी रेमेडी होगी तो अच्छा रहेगा।
ठीक है, ओके, गुड। तो इस स्क्रीन पे आने के बाद आपको क्या सबसे पहले आप
तब ये मेडिकेशन रिमाइंडर अच्छा लग रहा है मुझे। और जैसे भी अभी कुछ इमरजेंसी हो गई है तो फैमिली कांटेक्ट एक किसी का क्लोज नंबर चाहिए तो वो भी इंफॉर्मेशन जरूरी है। और डॉक्टर का हॉस्पिटल का फोन नंबर नेसेसरी है। और ये अभी सेव और सॉल्व
ओके,
वो भी एक अच्छा लग रहा है मुझे आइडिया।
Tejas, your time is up. You have 30 seconds to wrap up.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So,
इमीडिएटली आपको क्या करना है दिमाग में?
all right. So this was just a part of a 12 to 15 minutes interview which I had conducted with the user, and I just wanted to get a feedback of how this product would shape out for them and get some insights. And you know, and in case I do proceed further with this. So yeah, I'll definitely wrap up my presentation here and open to any questions. Thank you again, Judy. Thank you, Joji, for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tejas. We'll now have the jury feedback. We'll start with Gayatri ma'am.
Yeah, sure. Great presentation, Tejas, and very good cause. So much, I think even I will use this application for my parents. This is a good direction that you are going on. But one question I had, when you spoke to the senior citizens, did you speak about their support system that they currently have? Who takes care of them?
Right. So it's a great question, and that actually made me emotional when two of the people said that their kids are actually in the US
Yeah.
and they are actually living alone out here. So I kind of related that myself, so because I was actually abroad for about 14 years and then kind of said, okay, this is something which is really happening out here. So, and that emotional aspect is very key for them, especially, you know, the Indian audience. I think we are more emotional, I feel, as you know, the age grows, you kind of, you know, start thinking about what could have been done, what have we done, and all those questions start coming into their mind. So those were the aspects of that emotional quotient. Yeah.
Yes. So, if you had investigated more, you would also see that they need support in terms of somebody taking them to the hospital, somebody even translating the transcripts and telling them, "Hey, this is how you're supposed to take the medications, or these are the exercises you are supposed to do."
Correct.
So one feedback I had is like, as a caregiver, I
Sure.
would like to have my interface to just input all those details and them just executing it. Right, them just getting notification. Just a suggestion that I had.
Sure.
So
Sure.
we have 14 senior citizens living alone in our apartment community itself. And what we do as youngsters is just make sure we meet them often and take them out for dinner or lunch
Got it.
once in a while. Because they're, as you said, their kids are living somewhere else and they're alone. There's almost nobody to take care of them, even if they have some issues or anything.
Right.
Right. So usually they have some kind of support system around them. Going in that direction and researching more
Sure.
would give you a better way to solve this problem also.
Absolutely.
Okay, what I liked, the problem statement is valid, and I liked how you went about it, talking to them and getting real feedback on how what are the problems they're facing. And what can be improved is considering also their support system and also being little more detailed in your design itself, like how you write out the feature, how you, for example, in the profile, right? Basic things like the blood, what is their blood group
Blood
is
group.
important. I didn't see it there.
Yes.
Like their medical records, can they have a way to have their medical records? Just certain things that I think if you are a little more detail oriented, it'll be better, is what I felt. But great.
Absolutely. Thank you. Definitely will keep that in mind. Thank you, Gayatri.
Thank you, Gayatri ma'am, for your feedback. Next, we'll move on to Arun sir, your feedback and questions for Tejas.
Hi, Tejas. So, the way everybody grows, there are certain stages you come to life, right? Probably I'm at the stage where I'm starting to realize this problem, how it affects. Having said that, the approach you had taken towards building this product is of a very brutalist approach, right? You have trimmed down everything else and then just focused on bare minimum.
Yes.
I think at the age where there are certain cognitive challenges, right, and there are certain physical challenges, I think that that approach fits really well. But I also would agree with Gayatri that it cannot be just a place where you store information or you just create small shortcuts.
Sure.
It has to do little more. Maybe it could have a interface where as a son, I could manage things for my mother also, right? I can induce some information over there, or I can set some alarms, etc., etc. Right? So you'll have to think about the caregiver also,
Yes.
while receiver also you are already addressing receiver's problem. Uh, so I would want this platform to be a two-way thing rather than just one orientation point. Uh, if you can consider that, probably it has a very wide scale application for it.
Absolutely, Arun sir. So, in terms of the MVP, we focused on this. And as we move ahead, I think it was on the 6th month plan where we thought we can add the caregivers and the hospitals, because through the hospitals, that trust can definitely be developed. Where if I go and speak, maybe that trust may not develop. But if some doctor or some hospital recommends it or suggests it, okay, you can start using it, we can definitely go and have that adoption aspect. But yes, I definitely agree with your tone of
And this approach can be further enhanced without complicating the UI or the interface. You could explore a modality like voice.
Yes.
Or maybe a video interface like a persona interface where you're speaking to the system or AI. That could also, give it a bend of that you're not alone.
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you, Arun sir. Over to you, Prasad sir, for the feedback and questions for Tejas.
Sure. Uh, Again, thanks, Tejas. It was a great presentation. The moment, as other jury members said, I will probably double down on all the points which they have mentioned. The moment you shared the problem, it was very relatable to me, and you kind of had my heart there in terms of just the problem. So it was very relatable problem, very important problem. Yeah, one question which I was struggling while you started was like, okay, senior citizen, then digital app, like how these two does not go well together. How are you going to solve it? I was looking forward to that. But as Arun was also mentioning, you kind of trimmed down it to like bare minimum, very functional piece right now. So which was great. And I like for an instance, I felt that in terms of visual design, is it getting compromised? But then at the second thought which I had was like probably all this could be intentional because the user type is that. So I was giving justifications to myself, so which was like kind of good. I also really like the aspect where you kind of incorporated the success measure or success metric in this particular project. So which was good to see, but that you have also thought about that. Testing with users also was something really nice, like showing the act, like when you are presenting and when you're sharing a story, having those real customer videos or what they said really brings that the aspect. So kudos to that for doing that in the presentation. As other jury members were also mentioning, even I had written the point that how is it going to happen? Like who is doing the onboarding, where are the reminders coming from, where is all that information being fed? So I was not sure, and as they also mentioned that it requires another different app or different controls to someone else who can do that. That also brings me to other question, that in terms of how do you bring that stickiness, right? Like if this is just one way information which just kind of keeps telling you, you think about these elderlies, like they have something called as WhatsApp groups, they have YouTube videos where they have a lot of fun stuff to do on phone. Like, will they really come to this app? And like, what would you do to make sure that this app also gives something for them to at least come back? I don't know what that could be, but
sure,
think about that.
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah, absolutely. So one just thing I thought I'll just mention it here. So when I was speaking to Sunita ma'am, so she actually said that it would be good to have a vernacular language other than English also. So, if those wordings come into, Marathi or say Hindi or even for the Kannada or whatever that local language would be, that would actually connect, because a lot of users, even though in WhatsApp, they are still typing within their own local languages also. Like I've seen my parents do it. Sometimes they do type it in Marathi. So that connect or that emotional connect would definitely help. In terms of the tech aspect, what you mentioned about Prasad sir, yes, absolutely. It's going to be a challenge for them to get onboarded. But the key here was to just keep it very simple with minimum buttons and that colorful thing that okay, something is there for them to look up to in terms of their phone, rather than just when they hang out playing WhatsApp or having that uh, which is that game which they normally play. It's about those jewels which keep falling down and they have to bring those. I'm losing it. Yeah. Right. So yeah, this was something about that. But yeah, I'll definitely take that feedback up for some.
Yes. One
Absolutely.
more pointer which I have, sorry, like one last pointer. When you started, you kind of spoke about social well-being also, and I was really excited to know about what are you going to do in that aspect. So I don't know if that is there in your roadmap and if you are going to think about it later, but like as Gayatri was also mentioning, right? Like there are 11 people who are staying alone in their apartment complex, and then how do we do, like what can the digital solution help them? Because I feel medication aspect is just one aspect for you to be healthy. There's like a very strong social aspect for you to be healthy. So, and that is especially true, and I've seen that for people who live alone versus who live with their grandkids and family, so they are much happier. So how do you bring that social aspect with digital? Could also be one great area you could explore, is what I feel.
Absolutely. So that was something which we thought that okay, we might just keep it for 6 to 9 months down the line, where we can introduce cognitive games for them. Say just one question a day, and they kind of have to answer things like that, and who answers and have those leaderboard things for them, and try to gamify it within the app, but not too complicated. Also, otherwise that stickiness which you mentioned, they will definitely be losing out on it.
Makes
Absolutely.
sense. Yeah, that makes sense. And I, again, one more time, really love the entire iterative process also. That one small feedback which you got about Face ID, OTP based, and you got it back into your design and iterated. So all that thing was really great, and kudos to that. Thanks again, Tejas, for
Thank you,
sharing.
sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate the opportunity to present in front of you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prasad sir. Let's move on to the scores. We'll start with Gayatri ma'am, your score for Tejas.
I'm giving a 4 for identifying the problem statement and having a clean, simple start. Like it was very clear what he's trying to do, and then of course you have a roadmap to do whatever you want. But
Thank you. Thank you so much. Arun sir, your score for Tejas.
Thank you.
The score which I would want to give is 3, because the problem statement is very valid. It is a universal problem, but the solution was not well rounded. Approach is great, but it needs a lot of tweaking.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Prasad sir, your score for Tejas.
Yeah, I was kind of confused between 3.5 and 4. The fact that he kind of did everything all by himself, like working alone. And again, as Gayatri mentioned, that he, like, the problem is right, like focusing on bare minimum things right now, having a clear MVP that this is what it is going to do, what is something which really resonated with me. And that's why it is like I'll be giving a 4.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. All right. Thank you. Thank you, all the teams, and thank you, jury members, for your feedback, and thank you, presenters, for your wonderful presentations. So before we announce the winner for today's Skillathon, I yeah, let's go to the audience poll for Tejas. Um, Audience, please scan the QR code on the screen, and we'll have 20 seconds to do that. All right, let's have a look at the audience poll for Tejas. All right, we have come to the end of the presentations, and I would like to thank all the juries for taking your time out here to be, present for this today's Skillathon. I request the jury members to accept our certificate of appreciation and share their experience on today's Skillathon. And for that, I would like to first call upon Arun Kataria. Sir, please accept this token of appreciation on behalf of Institute of Product Leadership, and we would like to know your experience on today's Skillathon.
So today was a very interesting day, solving problem for an age group of the highest number to the problems which we face at convenience stores. So that was very interesting. The framework which was followed by everyone was clearly visible. I think rest of the jury also would agree on that. So it was interesting. Some of the things I have learned while just being a jury itself here. So thank you for inviting us onto this platform.
Thank you so much, sir. Gayatri ma'am, please accept the certificate of appreciation from IPL, and we would like to hear your experience on today's Skillathon.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me. Just like Arun said, I learned a lot today from those who presented and even from my fellow jury members. It was fun listening to all the ideas, and I think a few ideas have even potential to go and be some business also, right? Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Gayatri ma'am. And Prasad sir, here is a certificate of appreciation on behalf of IPL, and we'd also like to hear your experience on today's Skillathon.
Yeah, it was really, really a great Saturday evening. I was just writing the same thing in the chat. Otherwise, I would have just slept off this Saturday evening. So this was really great. It was so much fun to listen to all the ideas. I got inspired. As Arun was also mentioning, there were like different spectrums, right? From like someone doing on the books to like making me also think about whether I should be reading more, to something which I cared about, the elderlies, and also about what is the one I'm just trying to think. The scanner one, which is again a really important problem, and also the recipe
We'll
thing.
finish in 3 minutes. All right. Thank you so much, sir. All right, and also we appreciate your time and presence on this platform, and your insightful feedback and questions, I'm sure, will encourage the students to look into the product with more clarity. All right, let's have a look at what the Skillathon winner gets, and the Skillathon winner gets to take away a 1,000 rupees voucher. And it's time to declare the Skillathon winner for today. Audience, any guesses? Any guesses for today's winner?
The last one, maybe.
All right, Sharon says the last one, maybe. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and declare it. Yes, congratulations, Tejas, on winning the Skillathon. I think there was some kind of an error there.
Thank you so much, Joey.
Yeah, but however, yeah, Tejas, you're the winner for today's Skillathon, and we would like to know about your experience for today's Skillathon as well, and your learning and your learning takeaways from today.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's been a skillathon. I mean, so these skillathons I've never been a part of any skillathon in the last 20 years of my work, most 15 to 20 years of my work experience. I've been in a customer support, field service, customer success, doing things. Right now, I'm kind of transitioning into a product management, as that is something where I've seen that, okay, I need to keep upskilling myself. So every year, something or the other, I'll be doing it. And this skillathon basically was an eye opener in terms of how I was talking to people for the last 15 years, and how I can actually change and change myself in speaking to the people and the audience, and try and tweak and kind of more empathize with them. So it definitely was a great eye opener, especially with the feedback, with the great jury what we have today. Yeah, I mean, kudos to you all who have been doing all this for like almost 15 years. So definitely thank you so much. And thank you, Georgie, for organizing this. Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Tejas. And thank you, everybody. Here's your real certificate. Sorry for the glitch earlier.
Thank
And
you.
so with that, yeah, thank you. We have come to the end of today's Skillathon. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, audience, and the esteemed jury to be a part of today's event. We would like to see, more participation in the future as well. Until next time, take care and have a good evening, guys. Thank you.
Thank you again. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, jury.
Thank you. Bye-bye.